MBA applicants from around the world are drawn to London Business School, well, for just that reason. Its international emphasis, globally diverse class, and its location in a global capital that's a financial and commercial hub. But LBS actually offers more. Its strong general management focus, flexible program lengths, and a variety of specializations. So it's an appealing place to be, and because it draws 93% of its applicants from abroad, it's a uniquely competitive program. This is where you ask, how do I get in? Hi, I'm Jeremy Shinewald, founder and president of mbaMission, and over almost 20 years, we've helped thousands of applicants get into top MBA programs, including many who've gotten to LBS. In this video, we'll answer your questions and give you the broad foundation to succeed in your application. Before we dive into how you can stand out, let's start with what LBS is looking for. LBS describes their program as ideal for those who are ambitious and driven with a global outlook and desire to have international impact, have demonstrated academic excellence, have examples of leadership potential and professional accomplishment, have an entrepreneurial mindset and drive to innovate. So you may be thinking at this point, how can I demonstrate all of these elements? Well, I guess here we go. 1, showcase your international experience and interests. Given that a typical LBS class has 65 to 70 different nationalities represented, the admissions committee is looking to admit candidates who do not just represent the global community, but seek a globally diverse MBA experience, and those two things are different. So strong LBS candidates have international work, community, and/or personal experience across different countries and cultures. And they not only list these experiences within their application, they can also articulate how and why these experiences have shaped them and how they're seeking an international career in the future, starting with the LBS MBA or continuing thereafter. Have you had international experiences that you feel have been impactful? Have you been exposed to different cultures through work, community, or personal activities? If so, be sure to bring these to life in your application. What if you haven't though? What if you haven't worked internationally? Well, it doesn't mean that LBS is out of reach. If you work with team members or colleagues based in different countries or from different cultures, or you've learned how to communicate across different cultures and or become more open-minded in doing so. And even if you can't describe global exposure as extensively as some, be sure to share your international interest within your application. Additionally, if you're not applying quite yet and feel like maybe you lack international experience, see what opportunities you can secure in the coming months or years to strengthen that element of your profile before applying. Number 2, demonstrate evidence of leadership, drive, and innovation. The second tip is to keep in mind in applying to LBS, the program has a huge focus on leadership. And the LBS Dean describes that the program, quote, empowers people to change the way the world does business. So how can you show evidence of leadership and reveal that you'll leverage the LBS MBA to drive change? Be sure to brainstorm and identify prior examples of leadership, impact, and innovation through your work or activities so that you can showcase them in your resume, application essays, and interview. Additionally, when describing your career goals, for example, in LBS's main application essay, don't just list your goals, also include the rationale for them. What do you hope to achieve through your goals? For example, it's one thing to simply state that you want to work in product management post-MBA. It's another to say that you want to work in product management and drive change through technology that improves the daily lives of others, or to lead a tech company's efforts on a project to increase access to technology in developing countries, or whatever your long-term vision may be. These are just examples. As we always say, don't pander. Think of your own goal, of course. Here's another important point to keep in mind as you write about your achievements. Admissions Director David Simpson points out how critical it is that applicants describe their work in, quote, language we can understand. Kind of makes sense. So while you may get excited to describe your strongest leadership example in fine detail, if you do so in jargon, phrasing that only your colleagues can understand, you're doing a disservice to yourself. Be sure to write for a general audience. Make it easy for admissions readers of all backgrounds to grasp what you've done, just as you would need to do in class as you describe your work to a classmate. Don't take your test scores for granted, but do think beyond them. LBS is often in the conversation with top American programs as a kind of globally elite equivalent to CBS or Wharton. However, its average test scores are lower on average than their elite American peers. LBS's GMAT average is just above 700, whereas peers in the States are often 30 points higher. So tip number 3 is about finding the right balance of striving to have a competitive test score while also realizing that the LBS admissions process is holistic. Of course, like any program, if your scores are far above LBS's average, it can help you because LBS wants to lift its overall average as it plays the rankings game. But as you know, scores aren't everything. They don't guarantee an admissions offer. So if yours are significantly below their average on the GMAT, try the GRE, where comparable averages are 164 quant, 158 verbal. They're about equivalent to a 670 GMAT. And even then, use their optional essay in part to discuss your quantitative abilities and understand that they may be a little bit more lenient in scores if you're from a less traditional native country. The 680 from Uruguay or Uganda has a better chance than the 680 from the UK or the United States. And in fairness, they're seeking to maintain that 700 average, so that should be your approximate safe target. Of course, go beyond scores. You need to show who you are as a professional and as a person throughout all their application components. So for example, teamwork is a huge focus of the program and feature of the student culture at LBS. Have you got strong examples of developing teams or collaborating using your collaboration skills in recent years? If so, consider sharing a relevant story in the optional essay space, showcasing more of who you are and what you'll bring to the class. In short, think of the school as more open-minded about tests than their counterparts, and know that you can use the remaining parts of your application to make that overall impression and make that difference. Connect with the program and show clear evidence of your knowledge of and interest in LBS. Our final tip for today about applying to LBS is be sure you can describe detailed reasons for why LBS is the best program for you. Maybe you're excited about the global experiential courses, the popular international exchange options, entrepreneurship summer school, leadership launch skills, or London CAP, offering practical project-based experiences. Do your research and explain clearly how what you will learn and experience at LBS will add value to your future career and international career. So, how do you do that research and get to know LBS efficiently? Connect with the program early and often. Attend international events and speak with students and alumni. In fact, LBS, more than most business schools, allocates significant space on their application to describe connections and conversations you've had with LBS students and alumni. They also make it easy to connect with them. Did you know that there are LBS ambassadors on the program website listed with email addresses? Connect with LBS students, alumni to help you get to know the program beyond what you'd read on the website. As MBA admissions director David Simpson describes, the application and its questions and essays are, quote, your opportunity to show us that you've researched us and can see how we would fit into your future career and life journey. They give you the opportunities. Take them. Okay, this has been exhaustive. I'm a little exhausted. So let me share some final thoughts. When we step back and look at the entire LBS application process, it's one of the most thorough applications you might complete. When you consider their main personal statement essay, open-ended optional essay, numerous 200 to 300 word application questions, and a video question, and comprehensive interviews. Interviews which are offered to less than half of the candidates on average, often last 1 to 2 hours in a conversational setting with an alumnus, and include a short case presentation component to assess your communication and problem-solving skills. While the entire process may sound daunting at first, the thoroughness of the LBS application means that the school offers you every opportunity to show them as much as you'd like about who you are as a person and why you're a good fit for the program, which is great. Just make sure you put sufficient time and effort into all the tips and steps we've covered today. If you're interested in applying to LBS, I encourage you to download our free Insider's Guide to the school, and that'll give you a great overview of LBS, its academics, its culture, and its community. If you have questions about your specific candidacy, maybe you have questions about your international profile, please sign up with me or one of my colleagues at mbaMission for our free 30-minute consultation. We can describe how you can position yourself best to be a competitive applicant for LBS or any other program. Click the link below to sign up. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, if you enjoyed this video and want to get more MBA admissions and application tips, don't forget to like it and to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Best of luck with your applications.